Hey, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar podcast, and I'm going to have more fun with the Epiphone Les Paul SL here today. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to open up the guts. We're going to see what's inside this bad boy. So let's get started. I've got some basic tools here. First off, I've got to unwind all the strings, right? I'm hoping that I can get the strings unwound enough that I can just pull the stop tail bridge off of here and just move it to the side and not have to remove every single string from the peg heads, but we'll see. I did it. I got the stop tail bridge off, which means I don't have to completely scrap all these strings or, have to fudge around with them later. All right, let's get into this pick guard now. I'm going to take them off, the cordless power drill, and then when I put them all back in later, I'll use a hand screwdriver to make sure I don't strip the holes. Oh, you know what? Oh, there it goes. I was afraid the bit I had in here wouldn't be compatible with these little tiny screws. But with the right amount of pressure, it pulls them out just fine. Lost that screw. Power tools are a great way to make bigger mistakes faster, so I usually try to avoid using them. But there are a lot of screws here, and I didn't want to spend all day on this. All right, here it is, the reveal. Still have a little bit of... Is it all in there? I thought I took the plastic protector off. I guess I didn't. Why do I remember taking the plastic off of this? You know what it is? I think I took the plastic protectors off the pickups. I think there was extra plastic on the pickups. I took those off. I'll get the nitty-gritty later, but that looks a little better. Okay, let's see these guts. I got a bonus extra screw here. That's convenient, I guess, in case I need an extra screw at some point. Maybe someone set this down on the pile of screws and the magnet just picked it up. So it looks pretty basic. No big surprises in here. No markings on the pots telling me what K they are. Not really a surprise, just, kind of budget components. The switch looks decent. Yeah, I've got no problem with this. The cabling is, it's not the super, super cheap stuff that I've seen in some guitars over the years. It's got a little bit of a thickness to it, but obviously this is pretty budget stuff. This isn't, like a premium wiring kit in here, to say the least. But something that's neat is just how much room there is on the pick guard and then in the route. It's not an excessive route, but you've got a lot of room right in this area, in this triangle area here, where you could put all kinds of stuff right in the middle. Anywhere in this, you could put an extra pot, put extra switches. Maybe I'll put a kill switch right there. Who knows? Feels like it would be a good spot for one. There's also enough room, it looks like, right in this area for some extra controls if I wanted to put a kill switch right there or some other kind of control, there's definitely room to do it. As far as the wood goes in here, it's hard to tell for sure, but I'm willing to bet that this isn't, you know, stacked pieces of plywood. I'm sure it's a multi-piece body as far as bands of wood going through it, but I'm not seeing the striation on the sides that would mean that this is, you know, like a piece of plywood. Like I have other guitars that are plywood inside, and when you open them up on the rough bits here, you can see the striation. Something really, really interesting here is it looks like they didn't give themselves enough wood on this route to attach the pickguard, so they had to come in and put in this extra little bit here. I wonder if all the Epiphone SLs have that. That's a big, you know, biff for them to fix in every single guitar to come out of a factory line. How funny. Here, let me see if I can get a good focus on that. It's a really cheap looking fix that they did there. And it looks like they just planned out the route for that pickguard screw just completely wrong. So I really am wondering if every single Epiphone SL has that going on under the hood. What a trip. Someone in the factory somewhere is cutting little chunks of wood and gluing them in there before they get painted, unless they're painting that after and then they glue it in. I think they are painting it after. Yeah, I think the body was already painted. They cut this little chunk of wood, they sprayed it really quick, and just glued it in there. What a trip. So yeah, it looks like it's a you know, an okay piece of wood. It's not plywood like it could have been, but interesting little piece of wood in there so that you can put a screw right there. That's really all it is. It's just a screw hole for the pickguard because they didn't plan it quite right. I don't know. Oh, another thing I wanted to check out while I got this thing open is I wanted to see the dimensions of this bridge pickup against a different single. I have this cheap Dean Strat style single here. I just want to see if you could replace the single. It looks like it's pretty much the same size. I was worried about it because you can see that the bridge single is screwed all the way tight to the pick guard so that it meets the strings, because you get so much height off of the bridge here. But it looks like it's a standard sized single coil pickup. You should be able to replace it with any other single coil, from what I can tell. Yeah, it all lines up. So the question now is, do I do mods on this before I button it all back together? Probably not. I should button it back together, and I'll do the comparison against the Mustang back here. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to do a lot more coverage of this guitar as long as it keeps getting me lots and lots of views. Later, guys.